Hey, it's your boy Bobby Beast here. I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that is Dre is a student of Ghost. When it comes down to it, for those of you that see Dre, a lot of people see Dre is hated. A lot of people look at Dre like, oh man, he was just a bad guy. No, Dre didn't start off that way. When Dre started off, Dre was someone sent by Kanan to spy on Ghost. However, he ended up becoming a student of Ghost because he actually liked Ghost and he admired him. He wanted to know more about what Ghost know and do things that Ghost did. The only thing that Dre did not have that Ghost had was the heart that Ghost had. Dre would make mistakes and find a way to get out of those mistakes. He always did, and he, unlike Ghost, didn't really have no honor, so to speak. Ghost would die behind what he said, but Dre would not do that. Dre would slip it up, switch it up in a heartbeat. He'll turn on his friends or anybody. He did not care. Now remember, he came there to be there for Kanan. Dre was the one who ended up taking out Pink Shoes. So when it comes down to it, for those of you who don't know, Pink Shoes was a big deal back in the season 1, season 2 era. But when it comes down to it, Dre was that student. He was doing everything Ghost did. That's how come he was so much of an opponent, because Ghost taught him how to be like him and do things that he did. And so what he did was he took those same skills and used it against Ghost, against Tommy, and against Kanan when he did his thing. What gave Dre his power? When he teamed up with the Jimenez, and that was a very powerful cartel. And with him having, teaming up with them, really they were ruling him and doing whatever they wanted to do to him, while at the same time he was answering to them and they were disrespecting him. So he didn't get the respect he deserved from Jimenez, and he even got to a point where he wanted to take them down if he could. But the thing is, still, he is a student of Ghost. There was a time him and Ghost got along. Dre wanted to be in Sean's position, and he eventually took that spot. Then he wanted to be in another position. He wanted to be the number 3. So basically, he wanted to be what Julio was, because Julio was the number 3. And with Dre becoming aware of the beef that Julio and his gang had, which Ghost pretty much made an agreement with them to leave Julio alone, Dre made it where the team went ahead and went after Julio anyway, and this did result into some form of a war. And now Dre was number 3 under what basically, Ghost being number 1, Tommy being the number 2, and now Dre was number 3, being in Julio's position. And even though he was the one who set up Julio to die, he took that spot. And when he got so close to them, he was learning everything he could, but at the same time, when they saw through him and when they were able to kind of figure him out, that's when he started making his moves. So Dre was not always an opponent, and he's a character that a lot of people really love to hate. And to some degree, I really wish we would have had a spinoff with him. I wonder how things would have played out with him, because with a character like him, a character that would do the things that he did, I mean, in the end, he ended up getting what he deserved. Everybody wanted that man to die every season of Power Book 1, and he is one of the greatest villains in all of anything, of books, TV shows, movies. Dre's character is one of the greatest villains ever. And so when it comes down to it, I know you're saying in Power everybody's a villain, but Dre was on a whole other level of villain. But when it comes down to it, I don't really think we've had a character who's tapped into the levels that Dre has tapped into since he died. If anybody has come close, I would say it would be either Effie or maybe even Kane to some degree. But we'll see how everything plays out with that one. But that's just me talking to you guys about the fact that Dre is a student of Ghost, that there was a time they got along with one another where they did not have any problems whatsoever, and during that time he was learning from Ghost, and that's something I want to talk to you guys about. But I just want to say to all of you that it is your boy Bobby Beast here. I just want to say much love, much respect, hold it down, and